We move ahead with the second presentation, that's on statins for everyone after 55. Is it necessary? May I invite Professor Geeta Subramanian. She is currently Head Department of Cardiology at the Institute of Medical Sciences, Banaras Hindu University from Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. And she'll have 9 minutes. Professor Geeta, the timer is straight across. The next 9 minutes are yours. Thank you.
At the outset, I actually thank the organizers for giving me this golden opportunity, and you must be wondering why I am putting Lord Vigneshwara there, because here we have got a three-dimensional medical care, the spirit, mind and the body. I wanted to invoke the spirit of Lord Vinayaka, whose birthday is coming fast, and the audience is also like a personification of knowledge as well as wisdom. So let me see what I am able to give more information. So statins, is it necessary for everybody above 55? India is the capital of ischemic heart disease. 60 million Indians are suffering from ISD and is very malignant. And you see the graph, it is also the coronary capital of the world. And if you see the age-wise prevalence of CVD, you will find women, especially men and women with 40 to 59 years, an average age of 40 to 34% of the heart disease, and as age advances, the incidence increases. So what is happening in India? CVD risk in South Asian should be estimated at least 10 years earlier than in Caucasians, as these people harbinger for CVD risk factors at a younger age. Incidence of CAD in young Indians is about 12 to 16%, which is higher than any other ethnic group. Please note it. Median age of first heart attack is 53 years. About 50% of reported heart attacks occur in men under age of 50 and 25 under the age of 40 years. In addition, some 30 to 40% of the CVD deaths occur between 35 to 64 years of age, and age standardized estimates for disability adjusted life years loss is due to CAD per 1,000 population in India is about 3 times higher than in developed countries. Now, here I am giving a clinical scenario. A 30-year-old male, hypercholesterolemia of 240 milligrams, HDL 45, systolic BP 135, a smoker, repeatedly tried to quit but never, as usual. He has a negative family history. What will you do for him? What is his risk? So here, I am just putting, this is one of my pen drive, the mouse drawn Vinayaka. Now like a mouse, I am just selling my ideas to you. So what happens? Now what happens in this patient? Now it is only 6% as per Framingham. Now we remove the clock 10 years. Now it becomes 13%. If you become 20 years, it becomes 18%. And now the clock moves further to 30 years, and assume that the numbers are the same BP, same cholesterol. What happens? So the Framingham 10-year risk is now 20%, and he does qualify for immediate drug treatment. But what has happened? 30 valuable years are wasted. The extent of his coronary artery is progressing silently, and the probability that one of these plaques may rupture and land him in ICU is very high. So let us move the clock. So this is what is happening. See, we lost 30 very valuable years. So 6% estimated 10-year risk should not be the pointer. We should have the projected risk for the whole time risk. Then the whole lifetime risk is very important. In that case, men of 40 years of this India, in our country, definitely fall into a category of high risk. Now, what is the cholesterol epidemiology over the lifespan? When there is a reduction of cholesterol by 39 milligrams, you find the greatest reduction of mortality occurs between 50 to 59 and 40 to 49. No point in taking patients after 6 years. So, meta-analysis of data from almost 90,000 men and women definitely illustrates the relation between cholesterol level at a given age and the risk of atherosclerotic heart disease is over an average 13-year period follow-up shows it is very high. So, we have to reduce cholesterol very efficiently. Now, there is another thing is, if you look at young individuals, do IVAS as well as coronary artery disease, evaluation by coronary angiogram, we have a high prevalence of coronary atherosclerosis even in asymptomatic young individuals at an early age. You would have seen between 40 to 50 years, very high incidence. So, then as per the circulation data, you have to calculate the risk for the patient for atherosclerotic coronary artery disease and find out what are the risk factors. No risk factors. Only because being an Indian itself is a risk factor. You have to start low intensity statins. When there is another risk factor like diabetes, you must go for moderate intensity. If the LDL cholesterol is more than 119 milligrams per DL, it is such high intensity statin therapy. So, recommended initiation of statin therapy for primary prevention in low risk healthy adults for reducing the risk of atherosclerotic coronary artery disease. Next. Now, we have to do lipid modification, both as primary and secondary prevention. Offer atorvastatin 20 milligrams for the primary prevention of CVD to people who have a 10% of greater risk of 10 years of risk. Estimate the level of risk using the new assessment tools. Now, why I am putting this? He is the only person who can be obese, you can have a big waistline and syndrome X and not suffer from heart disease. So don't take his example, but we take his example always have food in the mouth and the stomach. That is the Indian curse. Too much of attachment to food and less attachment to spirituality. Next, so what is this thing? So the pool data will show that the calculation of lifetime relevant risk is more important than considering 10-year risk, and especially in people above 40 years. So what is the risk calculation and eligibility for statin? Now, let us say a 45-year-old male with no risk factors. Now what happens? By estimation of only 10-year risk, many eligible candidates may not receive statin, although their lifetime risk is high. Also, only going by the race may be improper, as others option also consider different ethnicities like Chinese, Japanese. Chinese, Japanese are well placed ethnically. They take high cholesterol diet without get heart attack, but we are not like that. So you may consider this low risk, but still we have to look at it with a suspicion. Then another risk factor is added in the same man, that is diabetes. What happens? The risk increased by 50%. Now I'm adding one more dangerous factor, hypertension. Now the risk goes to 69%. Now next what happens? Now we add dyslipidemia, and this patient, smoking. This increases risk by another 3 times. Now we add one more factor. Here in this patient, addition of dyslipidemia, the risk increases by 6 times more. So the same thing for women. A 40-year-old women with at least 2 risk factors, again considering the drug interaction and other things, we must start them as moderate intensity statins. So lifetime risk estimation is more important and clinically relevant than only 10-year risk estimation, because it captures risk in young individuals rather older ones, which further justifies statins in this group. Now I hope you are listening with your ear pinned to me like this, Lord Vigneshwara. Next, what happens? Now moreover the risk calculator underestimates the South Asian population. Remember that. They have got very dangerous cholesterol, got little lipoprotein, so many things are there, so they need a better assessment of a longer profile. Now what are the Canadian Cardiovascular Society guidelines identifying, targeting, managing dyslipidemia, a clinical application of CCS 2012 dyslipidemia guidelines. Who to screen? Men above 40 years, women above 50 years, postmenopausal women. Consider earlier in ethnic groups an increased risk, such as South Asians or First Nation individuals, or all patients, any of the following conditions, regardless of the age. Please note the fact that there is no such thing as age. Current cigarette smoking, diabetes, hypertension, family history of CVD, family history of dyslipidemia, erectile dysfunction, chronic renal disease, inflammatory disease, HIV infection, chronic obstructive lung disease, clinical evidence of atherosclerosis, abdominal aneurysm, and clinical manifestation of hyperlipidemia, and then obesity. So all men above 40 years have to be screened. Then age-wise prevalence of diabetes in our country. India is the diabetes capital. 20 to 30% of the Indians are actually with diabetes on the age group of 40 to 50. They carry high risk for CVD. Many of them have syndrome X and high triglycerides as low HDL. Early statin therapy may help in preventing future events. So prevalence and peculiarities of hypertension in India. What is happening in hypertension in India? 23% of Indian hypertension are in the age group of 40 to 50. Again, it is premature. There is a 30% chance of hypertension in Indians above 40 years of age. Among primary prevention subjects, the range of baseline LDL cholesterol levels, those with a less than 10% 5-year risk of major CVD event experience a greater relative reduction in CVD risk as with every 39 milligram reduction in the cholesterol. So what is the effect of statins? 20-year follow-up in Voskop's trial. I'll simply tell it because they gave you only little time. So it reduced CST mortality by 27%, all-cause mortality by 13%, reduction of need for coronary 19%, intervention, heart failure by 31%. The legacy effect of cholesterol, statins appear to be an ongoing carry-over effect related to a slowing of the progression of the disease and or the stabilization of the existing coronary artery plaque. Age might be the reason for such a long-term benefit, noting that most of patients were treated relatively young. The Anglo-Scandinavian cardiac outcomes, again there you find people have been randomized to atorvastatin as well as to placebo for 11 years. After that, they actually been removed from that, and on a regular basis they put on statins. It was found there was a significant reduction in all-cause mortality. So what are the benefits of early statin therapy? Reduced coagulation, increase endothelial progenitor cells, reduce collagen formation, reduce smooth muscle cells proliferation, reduce AT1 receptors, and reduce endothelin, decrease platelet activation, increase endothelial function, nitric oxide better, reactive oxygen species are reduced, macrophages are reduced, inflammation reduced, immunomodulation, and short, the progression of the malignant atherosclerotic plaques is cut off, so that there is reduction in the lipid volume, lipid core volume, inflammation, early fibrotic changes. What are the controversies? And no, just being male, Caucasian, and age 60 puts you in the risk of 7.5% for which you become eligible for statin therapy. Indians have been grouped along with others for risk. That is unfair. However, this is incorrect. Chinese, Japanese have a much lower risk for ethnicity. On the basis of cholesterol treatment trial is meta-analysis. If 250 people are put on cholesterol, the anti-cholesterol drugs for 4 years, there is a 1 chance of diabetes and 9 times more reduction of CVD events. So on the balance, you would probably benefit 9 patients and cause diabetes only in 1. So broader use of statin therapy potentially has a larger societal value because increased survival, and also it was found the observed reduction in the LDL cholesterol by 21 milligrams reduced 40,000 deaths, 61,000 hospitalizations for acute MI, and 22,000 hospitalizations for stroke. For 10 years of statin use, there was $34,000 per statin user in India currently. Total years of loss due to CVD is 3,572 per lakh population. And what is the cost of the treatment of the coronary syndrome in India? 3,000 crores per year. Again, in this balance, you see, if you have to go for interventions and surgery, you would spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees of money. Whereas the simple intervention of drugs requires only about 2,555 years for statins, and cost for other risk factors only 5,000 per year.
Right.
Okay, that is okay. So finally, this is the last succinct summary. Current population in India 1.27 billion, population above 50 years 340 million, 27% prevalence of diabetes in India 65 million, individual diabetes above 50 years 5.4 million, prevalence of hypertension in India is 250 to 500 million, prevalence of dyslipidemia in India is 400 million, individual dyslipidemia about 50 years about 300 million, prevalence of smoking is 235 million. So where do we stand? This is a high risk population. Just imagine. So we have to be very careful. So what are the people who benefit from statin therapy? Primary prevention, as you know, all Indians above 40 years,
Professor Geeta, we
and
have
people
totally
with
run out of
diabetes,
time.
other risk
If you could
factors.
kindly conclude.
So
Thank you.
how can diabetes, for the sake of diabetes, don't stop statins. Diabetes can be prevented, lifestyle modification, exercise, everything, control the disease. So even diabetics need dyslipidemia drugs. Conclusion, 50% reported infarction occur in India, that is under 50 years. So what is the point in giving above 55 years? And with 28% under the age of 40 years, median age of first heart attack is 53, men of 40 years with above normal cholesterol carry a risk of 43%. Non-optimal LDL, the younger individual is an independent risk factor of progressive heart disease. CAD factors Indian above 40 years are very prevalent, which impose Indians to carry high risk of heart disease early in their lives. Below 40, there is sufficient evidence of an effective reduction of cardiovascular events with early statin therapy. Thank you. I was like a mouse teaching the Vinayaka, the audience who know better than me. But I hope I have not left you in a cobweb of confusion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Geeta.